Alright guys, first let me apologize for the lighting. It is 9:30 at night and I've only been home from work for about half an hour, somewhere in there. And so I realized when I was doing my today's journaling that I hadn't done the rest of my November flip through yet, and here we are, 8 days into December. So I wanted to get that done because I know y'all are going to be expecting a flip through about halfway through December too. So I'm going to do that tonight. I left off here, which was Sunday the 15th. I hope it was Sunday the 15th. It probably wasn't. Nope, it was Saturday the 15th. So we're basically going to start here. Y'all know that I am a football fanatic, so my Sundays are generally just football scores. I don't do much of anything else. Sometimes we go to the grocery store and stuff like that. I did start doing what I call the blessing bubble. I just write a one sentence in here on this little bubble about what I'm blessed for that day. You will see that I didn't keep up with it. Not because I ran out of things that I'm blessed about, but just because I ran out of these little pink bubbles. Not gonna lie, just ran out of these little pink bubbles. So this one is how blessed I am to have an amazing husband. So Sunday football, got most of those scores in. The only one I didn't do was go back and do Monday night. So there's that. The 17th, which was Monday, I went to work. I was so sick that day too, but pushed through it and did my thing. I am blessed to have good health care insurance, so that is my blessing bubble. And then I received these. These are Xyron, I think, stickers. Excuse me, guys. So these are Xyron stickers, and I want a Xyron sticker maker so bad after receiving quite a few of these in some of the different Erin Condren Random Acts of Kindness groups that I belong to. So, and that's me thinking about how much I want a Xyron printer. Just saying. Okay. This was mostly just to fill in because there just wasn't a whole lot. On days that I work, there's just not a whole lot to fill in. So maybe going forward after this year, since I've already got this year already planned out for the rest of the book, I might go through and do some of the girls that do like 2 on a page. So I might do that. Then on this day, we had a team meeting at work, and they called it team building. So we played a game called Apples to Apples, and if you've never played it, this game is hilarious. And I've only played it with groups of like 6 to 8 before. My team has 15 people, and holy cow, the stuff that came out of those people's mouths was off the wall. So great game to play, guys. Loved this. It was so much fun, and it was 45 minutes off of the phones, so that was great too. Then on the next day, there's no date here because I covered it up with this tissue paper that came from our bark box. We got the first one, and it came with a chew toy that my dog was obsessed with. We had to take it away, and he literally, for an hour after we took it away, stood below where he saw us put it and howled. Came with an eggplant plushie toy that lasted about 5 minutes. 2 bags of treats that my dogs really love, and some puppy wipes. We are doing the monthly subscription, and it was $29.95, and we're going to do one more and see if we think it's worth it. If it's not, then we're going to discontinue that, but it was really kind of a fun thing for my daughter to be involved in. So that's really all. And I just dropped this little card in here. So then this was a Thursday. I had to make up for Monday afternoon, and made for a long week, working basically 6 days that week. Got my blessing bubble in here. This is some washi tape that I received in a washi sample, so I loved that. And I was thinking about my girlfriend Dara here, so I put a little note here to, you know, just say what I was feeling about how much I missed her. She lives here in Iowa, but she's down in Kentucky in the Warrior Transition Unit, and if anybody has anybody in the military, then you guys probably know what that is. And so she's working through some stuff and transitioning out of the Army. So then on this day I was just doodling, kind of bored, and you can see I didn't finish coloring it in and stuff like that, but I really had fun, so I was just kind of doodling. And this is the reason why I stopped. I ran out of these pink ones and I had these dark purple ones, so I used a gel pen and it smeared, so I was very, very mad about that. Football again. This is just a napkin. I did a little football field. Yeah, I literally counted out my 50-yard line and then went down and then went up and stuff like that. So was kind of bored with the games that day, I think is why that happened. We got some snow and ice on the 24th, and I worked. My daughter got her schedule mixed up, and I worked, and I was really angry because normally she gets up at 7:30, and she got her schedule mixed up, got up at 6:30, and so I was up at 6:30, then I worked until 7:30, and then I was up really late that night, kind of journaling out with some stuff. I got off work and I had a voicemail from my dad, and usually a voicemail from my dad is never a good thing, and this time it wasn't. My stepmom's Aunt Margie, who lives in Texas, she's had it rough the last few years, and she passed away on the 24th, so yeah, really just miss her. She was a really neat lady. So then I'm not sure, somehow in here some things got messed up, because you can see this says the 24th, but then this says the 24th and this says the 25th, so I'm not sure, you know, what happened there. This week at work was a holiday week for us, so we got paid for Thursday, and then normally if the holiday falls on your scheduled day off, they give you an in lieu of day, so they don't have to pay you so much. Well, they didn't do that, so I did some math and figured out what I was going to be making for the week, or the 2-week period, and I was super excited. I don't know if you guys can see that number. That is a 2-week paycheck, and if I could get that every week, it would be awesome. So really that's all this was, because I was thinking about that money. It was really cold and windy that day, and I did journal the weather there. Excuse my Cyclops cloud, because I forgot to put 2 eyeballs on there, which was weird. The 25th, this is actually a doodle that I did on the 25th, was very slow at work. There was like 10 minutes between calls, and so I was doodling on a scrap piece of paper, and I just decided to glue it in. I did a little poem that I was just, I don't know. I read it now and I'm like, what was going on in my mind? But then I think, well, you know, that's actually kind of cool. So it says, I titled it, "My Kisses Defy You." And I said, "A kiss on this rosy red sash, despite all you said, defy my gravity, I pull you into my world. This life is a glorious keeping, fastidiously sleeping in everlasting departure." So that was my poem. And then, yeah, just some random doodles here. I don't know. I think that was supposed to be a butterfly, but it turned out to be more like a grub worm with wings, I think. It's a fat butterfly. Let me see if I can show you guys how fat that butterfly is. Look at that thing. Okay. So that was that day. Then I painted the 27th, and I got so much extra on this side that I just decided this whole, you know, the 26th, which was Wednesday, didn't need to have a day of its own, I guess. So this whole thing is just all about Thanksgiving. So I painted my turkey. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but I painted my turkey. And then we watched the Macy's Day Parade, and we watched football, and I made an apple pie. Well, I didn't make it. I sort of made it. I heated it up out of a box. And then we had some ham. See? Look. My little piggy, his little ham. Okay? And I made some green bean casserole, some dinner rolls, some gravy, and mashed potatoes. And I had a little quote, and it says, "Keep your eyes open to your mercies. The man who forgets to be thankful has fallen asleep in life." And that's how I feel about Thanksgiving, is that we should all be very thankful. Yeah. So then Black Friday, I just put a quote here, and we worked, and it was pretty busy on Black Friday, like non-stop phone calls, guys. It was crazy. So that night I'd watched some videos about colored pencils and baby oils, using baby oil to kind of smooch it. So I did a little drawing, and then I color penciled it in, and I used baby oil to smooch it. And as you can see, my tree is creepy. I couldn't decide how I wanted to do the branches, and then I decided I didn't want to do the branches at all, so yeah. So that's how it ended up. There's a little Christmas star on there, but I called it Frosty and the Tree. I know, it's very creative, guys. Look at how creative that is. Frosty and the Tree. Okay? I'm going to win a Grammy for that, or something. I don't know. I'll win some award for it. Then November 30th, Crystal, Richard, and I all went to the QCCA Expo Center for an arts and crafts fair, and we got some local made honey, and I bought a new bookmark, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. And we ate at Pizza Ranch for lunch, and then we had, of course, football, because it was a Sunday, and it was raining, and it was cold, and I was miserable, and I think I got a little cold from it, but not too bad. So my bookmark. Okay. Let me get it out of here. So this is my bookmark, and the lighting's very bad, so you can't really see, but the wire on it is purple, my favorite color. And the cross is made out of 2 or 4, I don't know, however many, horseshoe nails. And then they wrap it with wire, and they just put it on the string, and it's got some beads on the end that stick out the bottom of my book. I bought it specifically for my Fauxbonichi, and I may move it to my faith journal once I get the journal I want, and start using that. But I really love this, and it's made by a company here in Iowa called the Disciples Cross, and you guys can look them up online. The simulated leather cord reminds us of the leather straps used to beat our Savior. The wrapped wire stands for the thorn branches twisted in a crown to mock the King of Kings, and the nails represent the large spikes that were driven into the hands and feet of the Lord of Lords. So it's just kind of a reminder of our faith, okay? So I really love it, and I love the story behind it, and I love what they do with the money from it, so I thought that was really cool. And like I said, that was really all we bought there besides the honey. And then here's where December starts, so I'm going to stop there, but you know, you guys will get to see. Those of you who are in my Fauxbonichi group, you know that we're doing a drawing a day 25-day challenge, which is perfect for December because first 25 days for Christmas, and then Christmas Day comes. So yep. And I want to show you guys, look at how fat my journal is. Wow. And this is only this is the end of like Christmas right here. Okay, and so this is just from October 1st, I guess. I'm not sure it was the 1st. Yep, October 1st through, well, this is December 7th and 8th, and I'm not going to show you those pages yet, but look at how fat that is. I'm so excited. I've been keeping it up. So there you guys go, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys around the somewhere between the 15th and the 20th for the first half of my December flip through. Bye guys, have a great night.